Hi everybody, it's Shugyojmie here again. Just letting you know a few things. It occurred to me today that I may not have explained exactly why you might want to try the things that I've been showing in my videos. A little bit about me. I started getting into boxing when I was about 14. By 17, I realized that hands weren't enough. Predominantly by getting kicked in the face by a guy who did karate out of nowhere, and there was always something inside me that was running towards the martial arts. One, because I've had some pretty terrible things happen in my life, and I saw the world as a very dark place where you had to always be aware, and even aware, you still might have bad things happen. So I sought to turn myself into a weapon, and the funny thing about that is the martial arts get a very good reputation for changing someone's life, changing someone's personality. And that may be true for a lot of people. But what they did for me was make me darker and darker and darker. And the more I learned, the more violence I became capable of doing, the darker I became. And the result was that by the time I was about 24 years old, I was, in many ways, a strong mess of a person. And my body started to fall apart. I started having lots of pain, predominantly because of how I learned to do martial arts and myself. I did not learn what people taught me. I learned what I wanted to learn. So when they taught me to stretch, my brain went, the more you stretch, the better. If it hurts, so what? When I sparred with people, when I was sparring against people that were way better than me, if I hit them hard enough to stop them, then I thought I won, even though maybe they hit me 20 times for every one of my blows. At that time, not really understanding that what they were probably doing was taking pity on me, because they probably could have knocked the crap out of me if I chose to. So, around 26, I started having lots of other problems. I guess what you would refer to as PTSD. Well, it's not that. Yes, you would call it PTSD. Probably been having that for a long time in my life. Just didn't recognize what it was. Wasn't willing to recognize what it was. At that time, I started to try to find something to deal with my physical pain. First, I got into yoga. Then I got into Tai Chi. I learned short form Tai Chi from a woman named Dawn Fleetwood. I'm not sure if she is still alive or not, but she was an amazing lady. Only got to know her for a little bit, but some of the things she showed me and taught me helped me to change my life. So the reason that I am doing this, and if you're a martial artist or if you have military background, you will probably look at some of the things I do and think, how could that possibly do any good? For me, if I add violent movements to my already aggressive nature, then I just become more aggressive. And the interesting thing about these slow breathing movements, these meditation that comes with it, is you can choose to make them any way you want. A lot of the movements that I do come from Hapkido, come from Aikido, come from Aikijutsu, come from Bagwajang, which are all very defense applicable. If you look up any of those things, you will find that when learned correctly, they are a very, very good self-defense system. But what I've done with them is modify them. I've modified them to be peaceful. I've modified them to be calm. I don't always practice them that way. If you see some of my other videos, they're pretty quick moving. There's a few that I haven't posted where I'm going at full speed with weapons and knives and swords, and there's nothing peaceful in those movements. But those are for a different purpose. They are self-defense. And because I enjoy all the aspects of the martial arts. These things that I'm doing now are to teach you to bring energy in, to relax deeply. And the interesting thing is, when you are very, very tense, when you're just on edge, you can still do these things that way. It's just a little bit different style. Instead of a slow push, it's a contraction and then a relaxation. Contraction and then a relaxation. Contraction and then a relaxation. Along with that, images of whatever you choose to use, of a waterfall, of a puppy, of your grandchildren, of your child, anything that brings you peace. Those things, when done, will bring peace. Not instantly. There are times when I've had things happen, extreme PTSD symptoms, where I practice for 10 minutes and I'm going all out and I'm imaginarily fighting 5 or 6 people. And believe me, anybody that saw me doing it would say that is not peaceful. However, for that moment, that is bringing me peace, because it reaffirms to me that I have the ability to defend myself with or without weapons. And however, when I'm having a lot of PTSD stuff come up, I don't choose to do much of that, because instead of making it better, it increases the tension. I guess I'm talking about this now because I've had that happen again. I've spent 25 years learning to make myself peaceful. And then it came back, which is kind of what PTSD tends to do. So I guess this tape today is for my friends that have PTSD and for anyone that has that, to say you can let that stuff go. You can find the way to have peace in your life. And you don't have to pay attention to what anybody else says. Do what you need to do. If you need to be forceful and angry for a while, as long as you're not hurting someone else, do it. Not everybody's going to like it. Not everybody's going to understand it. But anybody with PTSD is going to understand it. They're going to understand that sometimes things happen and you have to be a certain way for a certain time. But recognize that you don't have to be that way always. You can begin to bring in something else into your life. You can bring a little bit of breathing, a little bit of peace. And even if it looks like nothing, even if it seems like nothing, over time, it can become something. So again, Shugyojmie, if you want to subscribe to my channel on YouTube. You never know what I'm going to talk about. Maybe next time it'll be about a 3-sectional staff, and I'll be showing you what I can do with that. But this is that for today. Hope you all have an absolutely wonderful day. And just remember, you can have a wonderful day. You can take a deep breath, you can let it out, and just for one moment, you can have peace. Thank you.